Hi, my name's DJ80 and today I'm going to be doing a product review of the Vonyx VX1000BT Active Speaker Kit 2.2, as you can see there. To do this review, as well as having the speakers set up, I'm also going to be using my iPad. I'm going to be using my phone, which I'm recording on. I'm going to be using this Pro Sound audio mic, which will be wired into my desktop PC, and I'm going to record the vocals, well, I'm going to record the sound using Audacity. So I will chop and mix these clips during this YouTube video, and I will point out when the sound's being recorded via Audacity. The plan is that that will give you a clearer sound, and you'll be able to hear the speakers more realistically than what you would hear if I recorded them on my phone. I'd just like to point out that I brought these speakers from Electromarket. I am no way affiliated with Vonyx or Electromarket, so I don't work there. I'm not a relation to anyone who works at either of the companies. I didn't receive a discount for these speakers. I'm not being paid to do this review at all. I won't be changing my Facebook page cover to the Vonyx logo. There is no underhanded stuff going on whatsoever. This is a completely impartial review. I went and listened to the speakers last Thursday. I also listened to the Audi Curve and another set of speakers as well, and I'll include a couple of links to those. And so yeah, so this review that you're getting right now is impartial, and the video is split up into two. The first part is a product review, and the second part is the reasoning why I decided to buy them. So let's take them out of the box and see what we've got. Well, I've undone the boxes, and this is what we've got inside. So we have two audio leads. So these run from the bass speaker to the satellite speaker. Also included in the package is this wired microphone. It's plastic. It feels quite light. I think it'll be alright for very, very basic needs. You get your power cord, and you get an instruction manual as well. So then moving on to the important parts, you get two lots of satellite speakers. I can just zoom in there. And all they have on the back there is the audio in lead. It's nothing else. So the first point to notice about these is they're quite weighty. They look and feel very solidly built, and you can just about see the speakers inside. So these are quite rugged, I'd say. And that's the same with the other one there. Just the audio input socket there. So moving on, you get two poles. If you can just see at the bottom there, they're screw-in poles, so that bit screws in to your bass box at the bottom. These feel quite weighty. They feel definitely quite thick and sturdy. They feel very much like the poles that you would get for normal speaker stands. You have an adjuster at the top there. If I can just make that clearer. And you also get the safety pin as well. And then lastly we have the actual bass cabs themselves. So again, they're sturdy. They feel very, very solid. They've got a nice, I think it's like a plastic coated material on the edge, which is obviously for when they get moved around in transit, they can take the odd knock or two. And they got your black metal grills at the front. So this is the passive speaker. So as I'll explain later on in my video, I actually wanted 2 active speakers, but I still bought these anyway. So this one is a passive speaker, and this one is the back of your active speaker. So I'm just going to turn those around a bit and try and give you a more detailed explanation of what's going on at the back there. So looking at the back of the speakers, I'll just run through what we've got. I'll try and keep this quite clear if I can. So we have your power input on-off switch. We have the audio lead socket here, which runs from this one to the satellite speaker. Then we have the power socket that runs from this active speaker over to the passive one, and we get the leads for that, and that lead is 5 meters long. On top of that, we also have a mic input, a line input, we have auxiliary in, and we can also have separate outputs here as well. Moving higher, we've got some individual adjustment knobs. We have our own mic volume knob and with mic echo. Then we have treble, bass, sub volume, so that runs for this independently, and your main volume switch as well. And then higher up we have your digital input player. So it's got an SD slot, a USB slot, obviously buttons to skip and play, and it also works with Bluetooth, and Bluetooth speakers are what I was looking for. So this is one of the key components as to why I was looking at these speakers in the first place. So that's what we've got going on at the back. So now I will put them together. Well, I've set them up. Literally 5 minutes is all it took. The more I do it, I'm sure I can get that time down as well. One thing that did surprise me was the height. I was expecting the satellite array to go higher. I've measured from the top to the bottom, and it's 5 foot 1 inch. So to the top point of the speaker here is 5 foot 1 inch. I've switched it on, powered it on, and this is my screen that I see at the back here. Now I'm going to be doing some of the demo with the iPad, and I've got check my Bluetooth here, and as you can see it's come up there, so I'm going to try and connect now. And it's come up connected. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play some audio through my iPad. I'm going to do a YouTube version, and then I'm going to do an iTunes version which I have on the iPad. So it'll be the same song but with 2 different versions. And like I said, I'll be using this mic to capture the sound. So you might see video which will be recorded on my phone, but the sound will actually be coming through that mic and recorded on Audacity. And I'm going to do the same song twice so you can hear the difference between a YouTube stream track and a normal MP3 track. So I'm all ready to go. I'm going to have to adjust my plans a little bit because I've just practiced recording with Audacity and my mic. My mic's super sensitive, and the playback sound that you hear through Audacity is not the real sound that you hear from the speakers. So I'm going to use my phone. As you can see, I've set the dial to 7, and I'm going to use my phone, and I'll switch between a YouTube playback and on my iTunes. So this is the YouTube playback. So as you could see earlier, that was the YouTube version, and I also turned the volume up to max whilst it was playing out, so hopefully you could hear the difference there. So what I'm going to do now is play a version from my album. one of the big selling points to me for these speakers was the Bluetooth functionality. It was something that I was specifically looking for, and it's one of the reasons why I went up to the shop and listened to these speakers and some other Bluetooth ones as well. It's quite important that it works. My new setup, I want to be as much wireless as possible, and so I was specifically looking for Bluetooth speakers. So I'm going to give you a little recording now. It's connected to Bluetooth on the iPad, and then I'm going to have a little walk around, because one of the big concerns with Bluetooth is loss of signal, and that would be catastrophic when you're playing out and you've got your crowd going and suddenly your signal starts to cut out. So I want to test the strength of the Bluetooth signal on these speakers. Okay, so I'm outside my front door, and I've gone up a small flight of stairs as well, and it's still picking up signal. So another selling point for me for these speakers was the fact that it has a USB port. Like many successful DJs, for me it's really important to have a backup. So I like to take at least 2 of everything. And for me, in the worst case scenario, you know, say your laptop and your iPad and 2 controllers or whatever break, on these you have a USB port as well. And so now I'm going to test that USB port and we'll see what it sounds like. So what I've done here is I've just put a USB stick in the back. I've got my volume down to 7, and it's registered USB stick straight away. My Bluetooth is still connected actually. I didn't switch that off, but it went straight to this mode. So I'm going to use the menu buttons here, and we'll just have a listen.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. When time goes by, when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as
So as you can see, very impressed with that. Sound quality is just as good, and obviously all our media player buttons work as well. Right, I'm now going to conclude my review for these Vonyx speakers, and I've got plus and minus points. I'll start with the negative points because I always like to end on a positive. So the first one, it's not a biggie. It's that I didn't think they were quite as tall as I thought they needed to be. Understanding that, you know, the volume needs to go above people's heads so the people at the back can hear it. I was quite surprised that these were only 5 foot 1 inch tall. That said, you could argue that the compact look is a plus point as well, and they do project the sound. My biggest bugbear with these is that they're not both active speakers. Like I said earlier, it's always nice for me to have a backup plan should things go wrong. And with 2 active speakers, as is commonly said, if one goes, then at least you can limp home with the other one. Unfortunately, if the powered speaker goes on this one, then by default the secondary speaker goes too. So that is a big minus point for me personally. And then perhaps the third minus point on these is the sound clarity, as I can listen to them in person, is very good. Especially the top end is surprisingly clear. However, I don't think overall these will be loud enough for every type of gig. If you're doing kids parties, they're spot on, I would say, and that's the majority of my gigs are kids parties. So that's a plus point for me. I think if you're doing pub quizzes, if you're working in retirement homes and the elderly don't want sort of banging bass, then again, these will be ideal. However, if you're looking at sort of 100, 200 people in an 18th or a 21st or even a 30th birthday party, just one set of these won't do it, I don't think, personally. But that said, there are a lot of plus points for these little set of speakers. The first one is they're quick to set up. They are stupidly quick to set up, in fact, and it's not going to take you 5 minutes at all to get these ready at your gig. They look compact. They're not heavy either. Neither parts are heavy, but they're heavy enough to feel sturdy, but not heavy enough that you kind of worry if you were to drop one, if it was to roll out the back of your car whilst you were loading up. It's so delicate, it's going to shatter into lots of pieces and everything inside is going to break. They're not heavy at all, and they are in fact quite sturdy. They've got nice solid plastic casings, and I think you could probably roll those bass bins out of your car into your gig and they'd still work when you set them up. As I mentioned earlier, the top end clarity is really nice, very surprising. Also, some more plus points. You've got your USB ports, which, as I say, again, if you like to be sort of try and cover all your bases and all eventualities, that's really handy. For me, the biggest selling point for these is the Bluetooth functionality, which is how I'm moving forward with this particular rig. You also get your warranty with them. I'm pretty sure Danny said to me last week that if you buy them from in-store, they come with a 2-year warranty. But if not, you most certainly get your 1-year manufacturer's warranty. And then, of course, finally, the price point as well. These speakers, for the price that they're going out for, brand new, and everything that you get, I believe are really, really good value for money. And like I said, I listen to these and I listen to 2 other sets of speakers, and pound for pound, these are, I would say, very good value for money. So that's my overall review of the Vonyx VX 1000 BT speakers, and I hope that's helped you guys if you're looking into purchasing these. And just a reminder, I'm not a Vonyx representative or Electromarket. I don't work for any of them. I'm not receiving any payment in any way or discount in any way for these speakers. I paid the full asking price that's based on the website, and this has been done as an impartial review, and because I bought them because they suited my needs. Whilst I was in Electromarket, I did look at two other sets of speakers. One of them was this set here, this Power Dynamics array system. Now, I listened to just one of these that they had set up, and I have to say it was impressive. It's perhaps lacks a little bit of finesse, but it makes up for that in kind of brute force. The loudness that comes out from this speaker is quite impressive, and I listened to just one. What it didn't do for me was it wasn't Bluetooth, and also that price that you see there is for one set. So is for just one item. So if you want a pair of these speakers, you're looking at paying over £1,000. And for me, that didn't quite fit what I needed. But these will be ideal for most gigs, a pair of these, and they look quite sturdy. But once again, they don't have Bluetooth function. The other speaker that I listened to was this, the Audi Curve, and this again is an impressive piece of kit. And if you want a pair of these, you're looking at £1,600. So what I can say about these is they had the loudness of the Power Dynamics, but they also had the clarity of the Vonyx system. But it was all nicely refined. It was with no sharp edges, and it was a really, really nice sound to listen to. What put me off about these particular speakers was that the four little satellite speakers you have to slot together. So that's a bit of a faff when setting up. Obviously the price point for these is very high as well. And I was just worried that if I'm at a gig and one of these gets knocked over in any way, it's the system's going to be expensive to repair. And I try and consider all angles when buying my equipment. So I can't fault the sound quality on this. It's really, really nice. Undoubtedly the best out of the lot all round for bass and high end. But what did put me off with this was the price and the fact I just kind of felt that it would just be a bit too delicate for me. Most of my gigs, as I've said before, are kids parties, and there's always the risk there when they run around and stuff that they can knock something over. And I think if I had these at an 18th or a 21st, I'd be spending all my time staring at them, making sure no one was near them. And of course the other downside when you buy really expensive products is if something goes wrong with them, they are invariably expensive to repair as well. But they're two systems worth looking at if that's the market that you're in for.